There is a moment in every life when you decide to rise, to stand taller than your fear, to speak louder than your doubt, to chase the vision that sets your soul on fire. This is that moment. And here, we walk it together with stories that awaken, voices that inspire, and truths that set you free. This is Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where hope has a voice, and that voice is yours. Oh, good Lord. If you're listening to this right now, you need to call your friends. And you need to call your friends. And you need to call people you don't even like that much, because I want you to be, I want you to listen to this show in all of its forms, because this is going to be a good one. And Brachelle is here. And Brachelle just learned some stuff that she didn't know. And it's just amazing. But, Brachelle, welcome to the show. You look sensational, darling.
Thank you.
Perfection.
Yeah. I'm honestly having quite the day. My energy is super high. We have already talked to some amazing people beforehand and now have somebody extraordinary, which I'd love to introduce. Her name is Teresa Bowser, and this woman ran 100 miles by choice and then topped the time for it on that path. Go visit her website, which is sheglowsuntamed.com. Welcome, Teresa. We've already made quite the bond here in the last 5 minutes, so I'm very excited to have you here. How are you?
Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm so amped. I've been looking forward to this for so long, so thank you for letting me come join you all.
Well, and the pleasure is all ours, because we've been looking forward to it more than you have, I'll guarantee you. Although Brachelle didn't even know how much she was going to look forward to it until you two met, and that was just phenomenal, because I was in another meeting and I came in a little bit late, and the two of them were already talking like old girlfriends from high school and stuff. So I think that's just awesome. So Teresa, give us some background on you and stuff.
Yeah, so absolutely. I was not always an ultra runner. I was not always doing these crazy long adventures. Kind of going back a little bit, I was always an adventurous kid. I was always very outgoing, but from a very early age, I felt caged in who I was. I developed a eating disorder when I was in elementary school, and that really put a lens on everything that I did for so long. It just put a veil over my perspective, how I walked, how I showed up. And over the years, it just continued to grow and get more severe. And then that kind of put me into a rate of, okay, what can distract me? What other kind of chaos can I get into? So I got really deep into the party scene in college, and substance abuse kind of took the route of living with toxic relationships and abusive relationships. And this went on and on and on, even past college. But even during all of that, I always knew something for me was meant for more. I wasn't going to be doing this for the rest of my life. There was always this inner calling, this nudge driving me to put myself in rooms where I didn't fit in. I still got really good grades. I was president of the honor society, but I was doing all these things in the background. And I continued to put myself in uncomfortable situations because I knew that was going to help me grow out of the current reality. So listening to that nudge really became something that was a core value of mine. At the time, I didn't know how to use it as power, though. So over time, and we can kind of get a little bit more into this if we want to, but my journey went into Spartan races, where I was competing into Spartan races, and being that much into fitness really allowed me to get healthy in the substance abuse way, got me out of toxic relationships because it unbroke a certain aspect of myself, but it never really healed me. I was still chasing this thing and trying to heal myself from this eating disorder and from this lens. I walked on eggshells for the majority of my life. I turned 40 this year. And up until about 3 years ago, I was trying to heal myself. So continuing to walk on eggshells. I was chasing not wanting to have the eating disorder. And then a freak dog accident and COVID got me out of Spartan races, and I landed into ultra running. And once I started ultra running and getting on the trail, I had this one trail run, and it was just like this aha moment where I wanted to chase joy and freedom and power instead of like fixing myself. So for the first time, I was allowed to like align myself with an energetic pool versus like a podium or a quick fix. And it changed everything. And like those next 3 years just totally transformed my life. Ultra running healed me in ways. And yes, now I go for 100-mile races and crazy things like that. But through all of that, I learned so much about myself and totally was able to transform my whole identity.
That's beautiful.
First of all, I need to see your ID.
Yeah. Seriously.
There's no earthly way that you turned 40 this year.
I'm closer to 41 now than 40. So we're getting there. We're getting out of the 40s.
That's
So
insane.
I gotta ask you, and this is just as an aside, but a lot of people when they turn 40, they go, "Oh man, I'm 40, and my life is half over." Did you have any of those thoughts?
A little bit, because, and this kind of goes back to, I was getting better so late in life, and it turned it almost into a limiting belief. Like, why change now? Why put in this effort now? I'm almost 40. I've lived with this for so long. What's the difference if I just continue to do it? I'm so used to it. What is going to push me onto the other side? So a little bit of that came up. But other than those old like limiting beliefs, no, like 40 has been the best year ever. Like so much greatness has came out of 40. So yeah.
Hmm.
You are simply amazing. And so I gotta, because I believe that this happens to everybody. At one point in time, they say, you know, what I've been doing ain't working. And I need to figure out something else because I want to make it work. And I want my life to mean something. And I want to live in happiness and appropriateness, and to get rid of the toxic relationships and the toxicity that is within all of us at one point and stuff. And so was this when this happened for you, was it a conscious moment in time, or was it a kind of a slow evolution, or was it an epiphany that was like you woke up one morning and here you are?
No, it happened over time. I mean, I was just so tired. Like I was so over it. I felt like I was trying to do everything, chasing everything. When I was competing in Spartan races, I was on the podium, but everything felt so empty. Like nothing felt real. Like on the outside looking in, I had all of the success. I moved across the country multiple times. I had a great career that I actually like left a really good career for and took a chance to start a company, and now we're flourishing. And so on the outside looking in, like everything was going perfect, but I always felt so just like a skeleton within inside myself. And it was exhausting. I didn't really know what else to do, but the pivotal moment, I was on a run. I just got into running. We were going out on a 30-mile run. I was invited to, and I've never met these girls ever before. They're just like, hey, like you're new to this community. And that's what's so great about this running community too. They're like, you want to go on this big run with me? I'm like, Duh, absolutely. And we were running, and I just saw them so strong going up those mountains. And it sounds so little, but it was such a big monumental moment. They're eating food and eating snacks, and I'm over here like rationing like these little honey packets because I only was going to allow myself like a certain amount to do 12 hours of running, which sounds ridiculous. And I just stood there and I'm like, I want that. I want their freedom, their energy, their joy. I want to be able to climb these mountains. So in my heart was like exploding, and I've never felt the connection, like the energetic connection before. It was always like, I hate her. I don't want to be her anymore. So how can I fix it? This time it was, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is incredible. This is what I can do if I get to be this mountain ultra runner, and everything shifted from there.
Congratulations, Brichelle.
Yeah, for one, I'm still stuck in my head that you choose to do that. I sincerely honor people who can run and do things like that. I choose other sports because of my asthma, but I'm thinking about the discipline it takes too, because I don't think people are necessarily born with discipline. We can be born with so many things, but not one of that. And the turn in your discipline from the reason why you were doing that, how did it change the rest of your life and like the way you were to yourself and your surroundings and all of that? Like, did your life change outside of that running?
Absolutely. I went into the motto, what I do today dictates tomorrow. And I held on to that so much because what I did in that moment, how I was aware of my thoughts, how I was looking at myself in the mirror. I had to get so curious. I had to get curious with everything that I was doing, because whenever I strip myself raw of like in that moment of like, okay, we're going to do this. I had to allow myself like non-judgmentally, like reprogram every ounce of my brain. For almost 30 years, I have lived with this, and that's the only thing I knew. But that moment on, I knew I could change it because I felt what I wanted to become. So I mean, my whole life changed because I started to apply these principles in my corporate job, in relationships, in anything and everything. And then that's where like really tapping into like a courage that I knew I had, but tapping into that courage on a whole different level to continue to like put myself just a little bit better, just a little bit better. Oh, let's try this. Let's try this. Oh, okay. I'm going to go for this. Started to get onto other podcasts, like every little thing, it just set me up for success and built that foundation.
Well, and I know it wasn't easy, but when you got to see the version of you that you could become, what was that like to see yourself differently for the first time?
I remember the very moment too. I kept telling myself, stand tall. Like my mantra was to stand tall, because for so long I didn't feel like I was standing tall in a room because I was so not myself. And so
Right.
every morning I would wake up and like I would repeat this, stand tall, stand tall. And I would just, like the physical moment, but it's also like that emotional tie to it as well. And one day I was making coffee in the kitchen, and I was like, I just got this like lightning bolt of energy, and I was like, I'm standing tall. And I was like, oh my gosh, did I do it? Did I do it? And just like little, like little things like that. Like, and this is what I teach my clients too. Like when you're living boldly in your power, like when you're trying to live a bolder life, it doesn't have to be these huge like 100-mile runs. Literally me standing inside of my kitchen making coffee and be like, I'm standing tall right now. I was like, holy like my whole life has changed. It's those little moments that you have to grasp onto and recognize within yourself that you are creating the life that you crave day by day by day.
And when we need to take a break, but when we come back, I want to talk to you about your business and also where in the world did you get so smart all of a sudden? Like it's almost like a bolt came down from heaven that said, I get it now. I know why I'm here. And by the way, when she's talking about running, she ain't fooling around. She set a record for this particular track. 30, how many hours?
36 hours and 20 minutes.
And she ran 100 miles?
103.74 to be exact. Those
Right,
extra 3 miles count.
It's that 0.74 that darn near killed you, but 103 miles in 36 hours. And that's just simply amazing. We're talking with Teresa Bowser. And Rochelle, her website is?
Yes, go visit her website, sheglowsuntamed.com. And don't go anywhere because we're going to talk about that when we come back from this break.
And I love that you are untamed. Don't let anybody ever tame you again. We'll be right back. For way too long, we've allowed shadows to dictate our steps. Our clamor of division, the whisper of fear, and the harsh grip of hate. They've tried to define us. But this is our moment of truth. We remember who we truly are. Not just separate islands, but a vast ocean of shared humanity. We declare our independence from the narratives that have pulled us apart. We choose curiosity over judgment, empathy over indifference, understanding over accusation. This isn't about ignoring our differences. It's about celebrating the strength woven into our tapestry. It's about remembering that progress isn't built on exclusion, but on common ground. So let the banners of kindness fly high. Let the anthem of unity ring out. This is our declaration, our independence from what limits us, our freedom to truly connect. Because together we are stronger. And together we are free. And this declaration is brought to you by Positive Talk Radio. And the two of you are dancing away.
Nobody ever dances with me, Teresa. I honor you for that.
I love it.
That was amazing. It was like you guys were in synchronicity with one another.
I told you we're best friends. We're soul sisters from the start.
Thank you for this, Kevin. I never knew.
I gotta tell you, well, she is a remarkable human being, and you know, Teresa, it's remarkable because a lot of people would say she was always this way. She was always this effervescent, this energy-filled human being. And when they hear your story that you weren't, that gives them permission to now understand that if they aren't, they could be. They're the only ones that are stopping them. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just a decision. Like we all have these decisions in our life to stay the same. And we all have these paths. We all have these different chapters. Nobody's gone through life, even in the most like perfect life that you see. We all have these moments that can define us, and really recognizing that, and the past doesn't have to define us. And that was something that was holding me back for so long too. I couldn't move forward because I thought I was such an imposter. Like, how dare I? Like, some of my biggest limiting beliefs were like, you are not worthy. Like, you had a horrible past. Like, you went through some bad things. Who are you to be successful? Who are you to mentor other people? Be a COO of a multi-million-dollar company? Like, you're not, like, you're crazy. So to step into that had to take a lot of shifts in identity. And again, like being courageous and getting curious and like quieting the critic within inside of you and knowing that you're in control of your thoughts and you develop the meaning behind your thoughts. Like a thought is a thought until you put a meaning behind it. And I mean, this took years. Like I did not just like come out like, woo, one trail run and I'm done. Like, and that's like the beautiful thing about this work too, is it's everlasting. I'm still working on these things, but it's on different avenues that I'm going for. So like within my coaching, I meet women where they're at, and we go through these foundational principles, and it all starts with these like simple things that you don't think like really matter because they're everywhere. Like you can go on YouTube, you can like find these everywhere, but when you really really hone into it and take this at heart and attach that energetic meaning to it, you can shift your life and you can use your past for your purpose and grow upon it instead of looking back and like resenting it.
Hmm.
Oh,
Kevin,
Rochelle,
can
I am. Yes, you may.
It's okay. I'm going to shift my question. At first, I was going to ask you about what it was like to let go of the past, to not to belittle it, not to anger it, not to forget about it because it doesn't have to be a part of you, but to honor what it was and to not have it any longer be a part of you. But now you're getting to help other women do that. What is it like to see that in them? And does it re-spark that feeling for you and keep you motivated every day?
Every day, every single day. I have a one-on-one client starting tomorrow at the time of this recording, and I can't, like, she sent me her goals, and like I've already sent her like her like first like amped up message, and just knowing that their lives are about to change, and it doesn't happen overnight, but you
Yeah.
create these little sparks in them, and it's contagious. Like it is so contagious. And one of the biggest things that helped me out, like I always try to do this stuff by myself. I was always the lone wolf of like, I didn't tell anybody that I was struggling with any of this. No one knew I had an eating disorder, not a single person for my entire life. And it happened to be, I did another crazy run and I got invited on a podcast. And I told myself on that podcast, I am going to speak my story. So I walked in, and it was like a studio where you did it at. And I walked in and I said, I have something to share on your podcast today. And I let it all out because I knew if I did not speak it out of existence, I was going to continue to have it. And it was always going to be within inside of me because it still would like control me. So when I work with these other women, like giving them that space to be seen and creating like their sparks create things within me that I didn't even know I had. So it's just, it goes back and forth and you just evolve together.
It's amazing.
Isn't the energy between people just amazing how it works?
I love it. I love it. I mean, just us three, like, I mean, like, I feel your energy here. Like,
They're bouncing around the room.
Right?
Oh, and we clearly feel your energy because, and you know, that's the cool thing because people, I've said this before, but did you ever watch the movie When Harry Met Sally?
No.
There's a scene. There's a scene, and it is Billy Crystal, and I think it's Billy Crystal, yeah. And anyway, they're in the cafeteria, and she's talking about the fact that sometimes women have to fake things in the bedroom because. And he says, that's not true. I can tell. If you're faking it, I'll know. And so she does a fake impression of what she would do in the bedroom. And this gal down the row was having her order taken. And the lady said, and what will you have? And she goes, I'll have what she's having. And that's how it is with you, is that people that you talk to, people that you meet, they're going, I don't know what it is, but Teresa's got something. Rochelle's got the same thing going on. Mm-hmm. Teresa's got something that I want. And I would love to live my life like that. And then you, bless your heart, have got the resources and the ability to help them if they're willing to help themselves. Am I wrong, or is that good?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, creating a movement within like yourself and with others, that's what we're here for, right? Like if I kept all of this inside to myself, it would be a disservice to me too, because
I'm not sure that you could keep it into all to yourself. I'm not, your head might explode. I don't know.
I might go run 1,000 miles.
Exactly.
And so I'm curious, what is your organization, your foundation that you have that you're CEO, COO of, and what was the start of that? What sparked it?
Yeah, so this is kind of, I don't want to confuse everybody. It's kind of crazy. I was actually managing a tattoo shop and I was a professional body piercer at the time. And I was always into functional medicine. This is when I was in like Spartan years, functional fitness. And I went to school for entrepreneurship and hospitality. And just through knowing people, I was connected with this doctor who was like, hey, I'm starting a functional medicine practice. I'm the doctor, but I need somebody to run the business side. And I interviewed with him and he was like, we're at a point where I need like a full-time manager. So I was doing part-time then. He's like, do you want to quit your job and come work for me full-time? Or will you find me somebody? And that was a huge decision. I'm piercing, like making really good money doing that, or do I take a chance and go start up this company? We ended up creating 3 companies. We just sold 2 companies. So now we have one, and it's a subscription-based platform. We do media and marketing and everything like that. So girl of many hats, lots of logistics, playing chess all day, but it's great.
That's awesome.
How did you get into obviously you had a skill, and this is what I want everybody to understand, is that if you are, especially, and I don't want to separate men versus women, but especially though, if you're a woman, you have got the ability, you've got it within you to bring out who you are so that other people can see it. And when they see it, they go, I want that person to work with me because they've got such potential. Rochelle, does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've had you notice that in me, so that's why I notice it in other people now and our younger generation. But also, it makes me think about how we view each other when we don't even really know. You can view somebody some way. Oh, well, she works at a tattoo shop and she does piercings. She does this. I do piercings too. I'm just probably shouldn't. But we all have these. I love how it's called the girl of many hats, not faces, because all of those are who you are. You're not putting on a different face. You're putting on different hats to fit different situations and different bases of knowledge.
I love that.
I mean, you get to utilize who you fully are, whether you have a hat on or not. Your face shows exactly who this person is. But if you don't, it bugs me because we judge people so simply. And we have no damn idea about who we really are.
Yeah. I think working too and like getting involved in this mentorship program that I got involved in, and that ultimately spurred me into creating my own coaching business as well, because I saw the power of that. But being around these other ladies going from all different careers and walks of life, but we have this same like thing in common, that we just want to do better and we just want to help others and we want to create these ripple effects. And how do we do that? And let's come together and do this and do that. And it's amazing to be a part of people who you surround yourself with that are like-minded.
Exactly. Especially when you have a different mindset, because then things get a little wonky.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can put yourself around other types of people that do not, promote growth. So on the other side of that, it's nice.
Yeah, you can teach them.
I'm still getting my head around the fact that somebody would walk into where you work and then you're going to stick a needle through a body part and then they work.
That's like kind of the thing these days, Kevin.
I know.
There's high schoolers with tattoos.
See, I come from the era where the only people who had tattoos were old Navy guys, and that wasn't the thing. But now paint is a thing, and putting things through things.
It's fun. Don't drink too much the night before is the only advice I'll give. Yes.
Because you might end up, I don't know, with something on a part that you might not have wanted to have on that part if you're doing that. So But congratulations on doing what you're doing now, and you're coaching, and you're running. How long did? By the way, that the trail that you made that I want to talk about. No, I got to take a halftime break. When we come back, I want to talk about the trail because you're the world record holder of that trail. You're in North Carolina, I believe, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And you're by Asheville,
North Carolina.
Asheville, that suffered such tragedy in the hurricane. And Rochelle, I want to get this word out because now she's got this 103.7 or whatever it is trail, and she's a world record holder. And she's challenging the world to come and beat her world record. And I told her in the pre-interview, I said, do you realize that you could become a tourist industry all by yourself and help Asheville recover from everything? And it was like, wow, what an idea. And but I gotta, so we need to take this break, and when we come back we'll explore that and how you develop the trail and all that kind of stuff, because that's really, I've never heard of such a thing.
Story. It's a fun, there's a lot of back end story to it. I can't wait.
Okay, we'll be right back in a minute and 10.
You're listening to Brushwood Media Network, the best in syndicated talk, news, and entertainment shows.
Are you looking for your daily dose of inspiration? Stay connected to all your favorite shows, music, and news with the Brushwood Media Network app. From Positive Talk Radio to Greatest Vibes Unplugged and so many more uplifting voices around the world, everything you need is right in one place. It's easy to use, too. Always available and designed to keep you inspired 24 hours a day. Go to brushwoodmedianetwork.com and download the app, and you will always have Brushwood Media available on your smartphone. Download it now and make inspiration and music and conversation part of your everyday. And welcome back to Positive Talk. I have an announcement to make. Over the weekend, Brachelle is going to go run 100 miles. And right, Brachelle?
No.
I'll come pace you. I will come pace you.
I am the one person that would irritate you. Like, girl, get up. Like, can we just take her home? I will be the one person that is not going to sign up, but I will come and support everybody who does.
She'll hand out water bottles at the halfway point or something.
I'll invite you to the 200 miler I have planned.
You're 200 all at the same time again?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be like 3 days?
Yeah, it's about 3 days, 3 or 4 days.
That is.
Yeah, see, my mind shuts down. I'm like, no, can't even think about that. But tell us more about the nicks and crannies of this trail and certain things that you went through and maybe some experiences.
Yeah.
But before we go there, I want Brachelle to introduce, and Teresa, we've got a guy. We know a guy. He's in Kenya. And you know, great runners come from Kenya, but the other thing that comes from Kenya is starvation and hunger. He has taken it upon himself to feed 350 kids every Saturday. And he has become a huge supporter of the show, and we are supporting him. Brachelle, read his message.
Hi, Samuel. Hi, everybody from joining us in from Kenya. Greetings, Brother Kevin, Sister Brachelle, and guest Teresa Bowser. Hello, received the greetings from Kibera slums in Nairobi, Kenya. We are watching live The Power is Back. This is our favorite program show. And thank you for being here, Samuel. I'm glad that you got the power turned back on. This is a huge show, especially for them, because there's only so many things that you can do when your mind is that riled up and when you have all these things going on. And there's so many forms of fitness, especially in running, that can be so healing. So Samuel, stay with us because Teresa's going to share with us about all the little details that she went through on this journey of this trail. So go ahead, Teresa.
Teresa, I got to ask you too. What made you even think of doing and what did your friends and family say? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the woods and I'm going to carve out this trail and it's going to be 100 miles long and then I'm going to run it and then I'm going to set the world record at it and then we're going to invite other people over here to stay in bed breakfast in hotels and stuff to try and beat my record. Well, isn't that a great idea? And they said, Teresa, you need to be on medication. I'm sorry.
Did you even think that you were going to beat it or win? Were you keeping track?
So thankfully, like in the running community, they're all like, okay, what do you need help with? Like, it's normal for us within like our small little group of friends. We forget that people don't do this every single weekend. Like, let's just go run 100 miles. That's normal. But where Project Untamed 100 came from, it went alongside of, again, like, I'm such a person to connect all the dots to whatever is going on in my life. And that spring season, I had a race in January where I had to pull out for a medical reason. I was at mile 82. My lungs gave out. It was cold. It was wintry. I physically like could not breathe anymore, and it wasn't safe for me to continue. So at mile 82, I stopped the race. And that really made me realize for the first time that I'm not chasing podiums anymore. And it was almost a death of an ego. Like, I celebrated that, we call it DNF, did not finish. I celebrated that DNF in such a way where it was just a stage of healing. That brings me forward to a spring race. The ego kind of came back and I was like, well, I have to have 100 on my race docket or I'm not a runner. Like, who am I if I didn't do a 100-mile race? So I signed up for a style of a race. It was flat. It was a loop race. And I've been out there before. It's a fun atmosphere, but for me to run it, it didn't align with like what I really wanted to do. I just wanted to go do it to get 100 miles. I've never not had fun running. And I wasn't having fun. Even running with my friends, I was like, this is like, I don't want to be here whatsoever. So it was a timed race. So you can end whenever you wanted to. So you run for 24 hours straight. Whoever does the most miles within that 24 hours, that's the ultimate goal. So if you only wanted to do 1 hour, you can only do like, that's your choice. So I stopped at hour 12. I was like, I'm not having fun. Like, I'm only out here because I had to have that check mark. And it really made me aware that I was searching that chase again. I was like, you're not going to do this. So in that moment, I called coach and was like, I just want to adventure run for the rest of the year. Like, I need just to go have fun. And I don't want to race. Like, I caught myself chasing my ego again. Let's just go adventure. I had the best summer. I ran with so many friends, and kind of going to the hurricane, there was a 60-mile route out here where we would chase records on it, but it was closed because of the hurricane. And I got this idea one day. I was like, adventure run. What if I created an adventure run, but on this side of the mountain that's still open for us to all go run? And that 60 miles quickly turned into 100 miles, because why not, when you're like developing it on your phone, like, we'll just add 40 extra miles. Why not? So that's how it was kind of born. And it became just an ode to me coming back. It's all of my backyard trails that I love to go onto. I connected all of like the most gnarliest, hardest climbs. So if you're from this area and you look at the route, you're like, you connected all of those into one. It's a hard course. It ended up being 26,000 feet of elevation gain. And yeah, that's a lot.
See
for 100 miles.
See that, see that mountain behind me? That's 14,000 feet tall. So that's 2 of those, and that's the elevation gain.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Nope. I would die. My heart would stop. I'm out.
Well, she and I would need, like a stretcher, and then you need to carry it for a while.
Life let me out just to save my life. Yes.
We got you. We can do that. Yeah, and it was just like an ode to coming back home to my heart. Like going back to my backyard trails was a reflection of all the work that I've put into going back to my own heart, going inward to help me get to this point in time. So it became really, really special and just more than 100-mile run. And then on top of that, I had this idea. I was like, what? Like, I want a bigger mission with this too. Like, this is bigger than myself. And they have a program, Girls on the Run. It's an international program. They have a chapter here in Western North Carolina where they empower elementary school and middle school girls with the same teachings that I have put myself through to heal myself and better myself. So empowerment, leadership, mindset, and they use movement of running to teach these girls all these lessons at such an early age. And I partnered with them and fundraised alongside of that too. So it wasn't just a run that I was going to do. It was a mission to align with them as well.
And so, and I need to tell everybody this because see, it's out of my conception that you can run 100 miles in a row and not stop. I mean, there are some human physical things that come into play. Like if you're running for 36 hours and don't you have, like physical things you've got to take care of along the way and stuff? And
yes, you do. You become
timed breaks or something.
Have what?
Timed breaks.
No, it's all included in your time. So if you stop, then the clock does not stop until you hit that finish line. I didn't sleep. I took a 5-minute power nap, but it was just shutting my eyes for the first time. This has never happened on a 100-mile run, but I started to sleepwalk. So I was like running with my eyes shut. And my pacer would just kind of like make sure I stayed on the trail. But there's like a video of me just like totally just doing this on the trail at one point. So that was fun to navigate. That was totally new. I looked at him one time. I was like, I'm just so sleepy. He's like, you can do it. Like there's another side there. I just wanted permission to lay down in that dirt so bad, but we kept going.
That wow. I can't imagine I would hate to piss you off because the tenacity with which you approach things. I would be the first one to say, "Oh, I'm done. I can't do that." But 100 miles. That's really amazing. Can you imagine, Brachelle?
Well, I'm even thinking about the pacer. Kevin, you'd be the worst pacer ever. Yeah, let's just lay down and take a nap. Like, let's just be done. I'm tired too.
Well, and the pacer, because I said, well, how many people do you have pace you? And said, well, we have them go about 30 miles so they don't get tired. It's like you're having
for 5 max.
Yeah, you have people that are able to run 30 miles and they're not all that tired. They're still fresh.
Crazy. We're all
and they're doing it. They're doing it in support of you, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's That's so amazing. Special. It's such an honor to be asked to pace. Like I'm pacing a friend this weekend for her first 60-miler. So I get to spend her last 20 miles with her. And who knows, we get so giddy out there. The conversations that we have are just absolutely insane. The leaves were so bright during this run. And I just got done doing like a gauntlet. I was at hour 12 and my brain was tired because I got done with this huge technical section. And with the leaves down, it added extra craziness because you couldn't see all the rocks and the roots and stuff. So you really had to keep your mind sharp at what you're doing. So we finished that big section and we're going through this little valley and the leaves were so orange. And I was like, it's making the air orange. In my brain, the air was orange and it was messing with me. It was overstimulating too much, almost. I was like, I can't, it's just so bright. What do I do?
Yeah.
I'm just impressed that you actually could carry on a conversation.
Oh, they get funny at the end.
Get a little
They turned into
delusional.
sing-along songs. I started hallucinating. I was hallucinating so bad during this race. I saw so many weird things in the woods. It was insane.
That's just amazing. And Brichelle, people should go to her website, don't you think?
Yes, visit her website, which is sheglowsuntamed.com. She's got beyond the amount of information. You can contact her, join her newsletter. She helps women do all the things that I think we ask for, and has an untamed method, which I would love to talk about when we come back, if that's okay, Kevin.
Absolutely. And by the way, I would love to put out there that if you would love to run this course, all you have to do is give a $500 donation and go out there, stay in a B&B, and then you can attack the record. And Teresa will come up with the appropriate place to put the money. So what do you think about that idea, Teresa?
You just message me on Instagram and I will help you. You don't even have to do a donation. I will go out there and pace you. I will crew you. I will help you chase my record. Yeah, just send me a message and I'll say, let's go.
Now, I could probably do 100 miles in 34 days. Would that count?
You would be really tired.
Well, not all in a row.
Out of the year.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be right back.
They gave her crowns, but never freedom. They gave her titles, but never peace. The Girl of Many Crowns is the story of Judith of Francia, a woman born into power, yet bound by duty. In an age ruled by kings and scarred by war, she found her strength not in her throne, but in her heart. This is a story of courage, love, and the fight to be free when the world told her she couldn't be. Step into her journey, feel her fire, and see how one woman's choices change the course of history. The Girl of Many Crowns, available now on Amazon Books, Kindle, Amazon Audiobooks, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and BookBaby Bookshop. Order your copy today.
And welcome back to Positive Talk with Brichelle. That's her right there. My name is Kevin. And the Girl of Many Crowns, many hats, is Teresa Bowser. And Brichelle, you're looking at her website. What did you find?
Yes. Go to her website again, which is sheglowsuntamed.com. And she has a system called the Untamed Method. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that, Teresa?
Yeah, absolutely. So Untamed really came about of me breaking out of my own cage. Like when I realized that I was living free again and just living a bold life and like making those big, bold decisions. And Untamed, just like to kind of predecess, like Untamed isn't like a chaotic decision. And it doesn't mean like, yes, you're doing like, you could be wild, but it's not like living in this chaotic energy. Untamed is almost like more grounded than you've ever been before. So you can live freely. So you can continue to create that life that you crave daily. So it's all of the principles that I've found that I was taking myself through my own journey. And as I got really clear with what I was doing and I started to collapse time and notice these patterns of the same thing kept coming up and it was helping me move forward and like make a better decision. I've kind of rebranded a little bit from the website. So I forget, I think there's 5 on there, but almost 7 like different steps that I walk my clients through. And you can rearrange these, like they're fluid. So listening to the nudge for me is one of the most important things that you can do. Like if you are being called to anything, called to a greater purpose, called to do 100-mile run, called to show up for work in a different way, like whatever that nudge is for you, by listening to that, you're already setting yourself up for success. And like with me for like Project Untamed, when I almost like the nudge to fundraise for this nonprofit, I could have just let it go off to the wayside. But instead I was like, what is that? Let's explore that a little bit more. And we just hit the $5,000 mark. It was 10 minutes before we got on this podcast that we just crossed $5,000. What if I didn't listen to that nudge? So you never know where these nudges are going to take you. And then through that, you have to establish your identity to be able to move forward with full trust in yourself. So really tapping into that person who you are becoming versus chasing, kind of like I was saying earlier, and breaking old limiting beliefs and moving with courage, quieting that critic, because that critic is going to be there. We all have our minds constantly just telling us no, telling us that we're not good enough. And if we allow ourselves to see that critic and quiet her and kind of flip the script on her, then in like these really fun like ways, then it just opens up our path so much more. And really like detaching from that outcome as well, because we have these big goals, but understanding and again having full trust in your belief systems, in your identity, that things are going to happen. Yeah, we might want to say by the end of Q4 and like have these like timelines, but trusting that it's going to happen, it takes the pressure off what you're doing and allows you just to flow more freely. And then lastly, like really embodying everything that you're learning, because you can go through all these steps. You can like check, but really becoming that person and embodying this as a way of life, no matter what.
You just said a couple of things that are really, really, really cool. One is you mentioned flow. I call it divine flow. And that's just, Matt Frazier calls it that too. He's a psychic medium. And divine flow. And I got to ask you, that nudge, where does that nudge come from?
Your heart.
And where does it come from your heart?
It's from you. Like I mean, it's the divine, it's the universe, it's more out there, it's the energy, it's just everything that's calling you. And sometimes you don't know. And that's like the coolest thing. Like, why am I getting this nudge? But then when you start to explore and like you're going down these paths unknown and like you're creating your own path. And that was Project Untamed too. Like I didn't know, I was just creating this path and new things blossom from it. So yeah.
And the cool thing is, you know what? You said yes.
Yes. Yep.
Because most of us spend a lot of, oh no, run 100 miles? Are you friggin' kidding me? I ain't going to do that. Or build a trail that has a vertical incline of 28,000 feet. Nobody's going to want to do that. But you did it anyway.
But what is your Project Untamed too? You know, like that was my Project Untamed. And like you can take these little milestones too and say yes to. Like that was a big one. But I've had to say yes to small things too. And you just never know what it's going to like come out to be.
Well, you know what my nudge was? When in 2020 or in 2003, when a friend said, we should do a radio show or a television show, talk about all this. That was 2,700 plus shows ago. And this is my passion, and this is what I do, because that was the nudge that I got at that time. And you know what it's culminated in? Can I tell you what it's culminated in? Can I really share this with you? This interview today with you and Berchelle made it all worth it all this time, because it is so important that I'm talking to you today with Berchelle. And Sam Wells says, great work you're doing. Go, go, go. And but
well,
that's it. But we all have that.
You know, you're creating ripples, and you just don't know what ripple you're going to start unless you start within your own life, within other people's lives. And it's just such a beautiful thing. And we're our own, it's like science experiments. Like, why not explore and see like what we can do with our bodies and our minds and our passions and our purpose? And there's no failing. Like, you may fail forward, but you're just learning and growing and like taking that data to do something different.
Yep.
Go ahead, Rochelle. I know you got a question.
Well, we all have setbacks, and we all have these limited beliefs, and we all have these things. But I love how you said that it was you're your own science experiment, because when you look at it from that angle, then it's like, well, what can I do? What
Mhm.
can I become? What am I seeing that's not really there, that I'm creating in my mind? And I like to think of it as dominoes. You push one damn domino and the whole thing continues to go. So it is in that nudge, in that feeling in your heart, in that place where you decide, I put me first. And
Mhm.
your whole life is like, okay, we're aligning with that. And just realizing I have power over me. I can control my thoughts. For younger men, that's like the worst thing for them to even, they don't even understand those words altogether. But
Oh,
it's
wow.
to be the example of you saw those other girls and you said, that's what I want to be, that's how I want to feel. Now that's how you have so many other women looking at you and being like, well, if Teresa can do it, I can do it. And I've been one of those. It's a saying in my family, if Brachelle could do it, you could do it. Because I fought against everything, and it seemed on the outside that I was just making it so hard, but the inside of me was broken. So you have the power to heal yourself. You are so worthy of all the things. And when you hide your light, you're not allowing people to see and love you for exactly who you are. So, Teresa, thank you so
Oh my
much. I
gosh.
love you and adore you to the ends of the earth. I will challenge myself to maybe just run down the street or something. But
Yeah, you keep
I
on
want
ice
to give
skating, you keep on doing your thing, and
yeah,
like you can do your own thing, like whatever is like brings you the most happiness. Like for me,
yeah,
it's running, but
yeah.
find your own movement and like find your own thing that you can like really harness your most authentic self through, whatever that is, and know that it's there for a reason and just go with it.
Well,
Oh,
I
and
will take
and
that. Sorry, Kevin, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, Teresa, she's selling herself short. Do you know she's a champion figure skater?
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh my
Go ahead and
god.
say champion,
Celebrity
but
status.
I
No,
was gonna
she's
say that's what you sparked is, I could probably stand to go skating a little more. I skated with some amazing people, and I remember like the feelings that you talk about and all those things. Your body craves it. Your
Mhm.
heart and your soul will tell you to do it. Your mind makes up reasons why you don't have time, you don't have the effort, you're not worth it, and all those things. So instead of running down the street, I will go skating in the
Okay.
next few days, and I will contact you when I do that. But I
Yes.
want to give you the next few minutes before we close the show, any ways that someone can contact you, all the things that you have going on, and then I'll let Kevin end us out.
Oh no, I want you to end this out, but I want to say this before we go. You have got to come back and do another show, will you, please?
Knows
I
that.
will. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime.
And I got to tell you this, guys and gals. If you're not watching this on YouTube, go to Positive Talk Radio, the YouTube channel. Watch this in video. The energy that's coming from these two is like, I want some of that. Can I have some of that, please? It is just magical, and I want I want to thank.
You're going to see me skating in Salt Lake City here pretty soon.
Okay, you better
Yep.
come. I'm
Yep.
holding you to that.
So, Rochelle, go ahead and you do a great job of doing this.
Yes, Teresa, share any of the ways we can contact you, and then a short message that you'd like to leave us with for the show.
Absolutely. So if any of this resonated with you, if you want to contact me, reach out on Instagram. So at Teresa Bowser _ is the best way to get in touch with me. I would love to connect with all of you through direct messaging. Follow me. I want to see what you're doing. And the message just to leave you all with is the nudge. Like listen to that nudge and know when you don't have confidence to listen to it and you don't know the next step or what that path is going to be. lean into the unknown and know that you have everything already inside of you. If you have the nudge, it was planted there for a reason, and everything that you need to move forward is there. So you just have to tap into it and trust and believe in yourself.
Brilliant.
Amen.
Simply
Thank you for
brilliant.
being with us, everybody. Today we've had the one and only Kevin and the one and only Teresa Bowser, as well as myself. Go visit her website and contact her. You deserve it. It is sheglowsuntamed.com. And remember that we love you and you're worthy, and we'll see you again tomorrow for another great show.
And there ain't nobody like Rochelle either.
Nope.
Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for being part of Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where stories inspire and voices remind us of what truly matters. May today's conversation give you hope, courage, and a reason to keep moving forward. And just remember, till next time, be kind to one another because each other's all we've got.